Hi, everyone. Welcome to our back to school night. This back to school night is a virtual event this year. This is our first time making a video, so we're hoping that it goes well. First of all, I'm the principal, Rena Beach, and you will also meet Mrs. Beckman, our super assistant principal, who is the tech person behind all of this. So we're very happy that she's able to do that. We're excited to present some important information about our very fine school. We're thrilled to have everyone back in school this year. It's great to see all the kids here. We're happy to hear their voices and their laughter in the hallway. We are Lawrence Strong academically, mentally, and physically. We really appreciate you sending your children to our school. Each morning in our announcements, we have a focus, an important skill for your child to focus on: kindness, trustworthiness, responsibility, respect, safety above all. We always emphasize gratitude for all the wonderful people in our lives. So you can ask your children about that when they get home. Our teachers, support staff, teacher aides, secretaries, nurse, custodians, and security personnel all work together as a team to make LES a positive experience for each of your children. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please don't hesitate to call us at any time.
Hello, Lawrence Elementary School families. I'm Jackie Beckman, the assistant principal at Lawrence Elementary School, and thank you, Ms. Beach, for your kind words. I'm very excited to have all of our learners back in the building. It definitely feels good to hear laughter, to hear kids, and to see faces, even though they are behind masks, but to see students, it's really great to have everyone back, and we are welcoming everyone back into the building. We look forward to a great year. We are encouraging all of our students to read each night for 20 minutes and to practice their math facts, whether it is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Those are the foundations for other math skills. So we need a strong foundation. So just 5 to 10 minutes of practicing facts a night can really improve your overall math understanding. And reading, we have plenty of programs that you can read on: Mayan, Raz Kids. You can borrow a book from your classroom library or Peninsula Library and read for 20 minutes a night.
I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to our support staff. Meet our psychologist, Fabiola, and her email and phone number is here. We call her Miss N because she has a difficult last name, as you can see. And she's amazing. She's here throughout the day. She helps our learners with whatever comes up during the day. You may contact her at any time to ask any questions you may have. We also have a wonderful social worker, Mrs. Brickman, and her email and phone number are here as well. I'm sure many of you know Mrs. Brickman. She's been with us for a long time, and she certainly is very helpful to all of our children in whatever comes up, any concerns that your children have, if they feel nervous about anything, if they have anything they need to talk to someone about, Mrs. Brickman is available. And we also have a guidance counselor, Miss Kelsch. She focuses a lot on the sixth grade, but she also helps us all the time with fourth and fifth grade. If there's little issues that come up at recess, Miss Kelsch is wonderful with the children. She'll always sit and talk to them and certainly try to work things out. She's building relationships all the time, and it's very helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to email or phone Miss Kelsch at this information. Meet our nurse. Our nurse, Miss Tannenbaum, is here all day, every day, and she is available to you to ask any kind of questions that you may have about. You want to let her know that your child is sick. If you have any COVID concerns, if your child is concerned about something, if you need to report an absence, please contact Ms. Tannenbaum at the phone number here, 295-7120. It is very, very helpful if you let us know in the morning that your child is sick and not coming in and what's going on. Our super secretaries, they are amazing. Miss Minnie and Miss Michelle, we could not do without them, believe me. They handle so many things for us. I'm sure that many of you know them because when you call, that's who will answer all the time. Miss Michelle, she speaks Spanish, so she helps many of our Spanish-speaking families. And you can certainly reach out to them with any questions at any time, and they are more than happy to help you, and they certainly do help us make our school run smoothly.
I'd like to begin our tour, our virtual tour, starting with the auditorium, which has been newly renovated, is air conditioned. It is where we will have our concerts, assemblies for the students, and as well as an end of year production put on by the drama club. And here is the lobby that leads us in to the auditorium. The lobby is also where students will be dropped off and enter into the building through the lobby in the morning. And then they go to either the gym or cafeteria for their morning lineup. Here you can see a few of our classrooms. On the left is Mr. Parisi's art room, and on the right is Mrs. Heck's home and careers classroom. And here is the gym that we are using this year, newly air conditioned. We are sharing it with the middle school, but as you can see, the curtain is in between us and the middle school students, and there is plenty of space for activities. Our playground is easily accessible, and learners have an opportunity to go once a week with their class during recess. It's a lot of fun. The kids enjoy their opportunity to play there. And when they're not on the playground, they have access to a very large field where they're playing soccer, running around, playing tag, and enjoying getting some fresh air during recess. Next up, we have our newly renovated cafeteria. And while we still call cafeteria A and B as two separate cafeterias, as you can see, we actually have a joint cafeteria, which is nice. There's no separation of A or B, but for organization purposes, we separate them by name. There is sinks for hand washing available for the students, as well as a water fountain within the cafeteria so students do not need to leave to fill up their water bottles. There is still the water fountain in the hallway, so that's accessible for students to fill up their water bottles as well. I wanted everyone to have an opportunity to visualize and see where walkers are picked up. So if a student is not taking the bus home, we would ask parents to please walk around to the 878 side of the building. And you will see this is the doorway that we have students exit the building through, and that's where you would be picking them up. Please park your car on Broadway and walk to the designated area. Please do not pull into the parking lot. That is where our buses pull in so that all of our students that take the bus may get safely onto their bus to ride home. And here is where we will have zero period drop off in the morning. Since we do not have buses for zero period, it's a little different. Students will be going right into the cafeteria. So this is the door nearest the cafeteria. I ask that you please park along the sidewalk. Don't just stop in the middle of the parking lot so that cars can continue to pass. Students who normally or typically ride the bus know that the buses line up along that sidewalk, and as long as you are close to the curb, there is enough room for cars to pass by. So that would be a best practice that students then can exit right onto the sidewalk, have their temperature taken before they enter the building for zero period. We want to make sure you get to hear from all of your child's teachers. So be sure to visit their Google Classrooms. Every teacher, the PE teachers, the art teachers, if your child receives speech, every teacher did create a video for you. So please check them out. They'll be posted on their Google Classrooms. And it's also good for you to familiarize yourself with Google Classroom and see the work that your children are completing. All right, let's talk a little bit about our arrival procedures. So students should not be dropped off before 8:30. We do not have supervision for the students. unless, of course, zero period has started. So on Tuesday mornings and Thursday mornings for sixth grade, zero period begins, 7:45 drop off. And for fifth grade, zero period is on Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:45 drop off. Aside from zero period, students should be dropped off no earlier than 8:30. The buses unload as they arrive. Let's talk a little bit about our arrival procedures. This does not include zero period, and zero period is for music for fifth and sixth graders. This is just our standard, normal, everyday routine arrival procedures. So students should not be dropped off before 8:30 because there is no supervision for them. So students who are walk to school or get a ride to school, you will drop them off at the front of the building and they will enter the building through the lobby. Our buses unload the students outside the cafeteria doors around 8:30, and from there, the nurse takes their temperature before they enter the building, and then they proceed in for their morning lineup. Fourth grade lines up and waits for their classroom teacher in the gym. The fifth grade sits in cafeteria B, and the sixth grade in cafeteria A, waiting for their teachers to then bring them up to their classrooms. Again, please do not drop off before 8:30. For zero period, fifth grade has zero period on Mondays and Wednesdays, and sixth grade on Tuesdays and Thursdays. For zero period, we ask that students arrive no earlier than 7:45 because there is no supervision. At 7:45, they can be dropped off right by the cafeteria door. I myself and they are welcoming the students into the cafeteria where we take their temperature, and then the music teachers pick up the kids and bring them to band, chorus, or orchestra around 7:50, and they begin the class by 7:55. And our dismissal procedures. Students begin to board the buses around 3:15, and typically they are leaving the parking lot by 3:25. Sometimes buses are late, and that's out of our control, but that is the typical plan for them to board the buses around 3:15. By 3:20, all students are typically on and leaving school around 3:25. For those students who are picked up, and we call them walkers, they are brought to the security exit on the 878 side of the building. Parents, we ask that you park on Broadway and walk towards the door on the 878 side of the building, similar to how I showed you in the virtual tour. Do not pull into the parking lot because, as I said, we actually won't allow you to pull into the parking lot because there's a security guard there for safety reasons. Students are trying to get onto their buses, and we don't like to have cars pulling through the parking lot at that time. If there is a change to your child's dismissal, please notify the main office by 1 o'clock. There are changes in schedule. Sometimes a class may have art or music at a time in the afternoon, and it's difficult to ensure that we notify them of the change in dismissal if it's later in the day. We also don't allow children to be picked up after 3 o'clock because it is too close to dismissal. So no child will be released after 3 o'clock until the normal dismissal time, and which is walkers are pretty much exiting the building around 3:20. Please, please, please stress to your children the importance of wearing their masks. I know it's hard to do, but we do allow students to have mask breaks. They do not have to wear them outside during recess, or if they have PE outside, they can remove them. And the kids really have been phenomenal at wearing the masks. But I do see sometimes students coming off the bus in the morning, they misplace or their mask is below their chin. We really want them to be wearing them on the bus because they are in close proximity to other students. So please, please, please stress the importance of wearing a mask. Thank you so much for your help with that. And some important things that we want to point out. Chromebooks, it is best if they are charged before coming to school. You know, students, there's 20 to 25 students in a classroom, and there's not 20 to 25 outlets available in a classroom. So if the Chromebooks are charged, it makes it easier for the students to use their devices. We encourage you to check your child's backpack for any notices that we send home. And we want you to talk to your kids about their school day. Ask them what they learned, ask them what special they had, who they had lunch with, what they played with at recess. You know, it's been quite an adjustment during COVID times, returning to in person instruction. And there was also a lot of, I think, isolation during COVID times because of the concern for germs and everything. So it's understandable. So we just want to get our kids back to communicating. So ask them about their day and how it's going. And anything that you would like us to know, myself, Mrs. Beach, the guidance counselor, psychologist, social worker, please just give us a call. Anything that you think we should be aware about, we always want to be in communication with you. And I also want to point out that every single teacher has extra help. The classroom teachers, as well as the reading teachers, everyone has extra help. It's not on a set day. So I encourage you to inquire and ask the teachers, find out from your kids when they offer extra help. They can attend regularly, or they could just attend when they are struggling with a concept. But it is, it's available to your kids, and we want them to use that opportunity, and they definitely should. Just a quick review of the curriculum that we have. For reading, we follow the Common Core curriculum for each grade. For math, our kids are using Into Math, which they have an actual physical textbook as well as an abundance of resources on their Chromebook. For science, we are using Pearson Savvas, which again has a abundance of materials digitally, but as well as they have a textbook. And for social studies, the teachers use PNW BOCES, which aligns to the state curriculum. And this year for SEL, we are using Suite 360 as our social emotional learning program. And our PE teachers are pushing into the classrooms to do one lesson a week with the kids. So that would be another opportunity to talk to your kids and find out what they're talking about in their SEL lessons. Kids have lunch and recess each and every day, unless it's a rainy day, and unfortunately, then we would have indoor recess. But on a typical day, they have an opportunity to play outside on a giant field, soccer, tag, jump rope, and they have an opportunity to go to the playground about once a week. I would also like to point out that students have an opportunity to receive free lunch this year as well as free breakfast. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. Students, during arrival, they can have the breakfasts are delivered to the classrooms. So students eat breakfast in their classroom and they have free lunch as well. One important thing before we wrap this up, I want to talk to you about the importance of digital citizenship. So here at the Lawrence Public Schools, we use a software called GoGuardian to monitor the students' internet usage. So when your children are using the Chromebooks, they are monitored by GoGuardian, and we can see exactly what they are doing, whether they are at home using their home internet or in school using the school internet. And that's important because when they are clicking around and trying to look up a YouTube video when they're supposed to be taking an assessment, we can see that. The teachers also have access to GoGuardian, and they are closely monitoring that the students are on task. And it really teaches the kids some responsibility. We kind of use it as a help to, we know that kids are very smart and they know how to work these devices very well. But we do use the software to monitor and see exactly what they are doing. And along those lines, we never, ever, ever want your children to share their passwords with a friend, whether it is their Lawrence.org account or any of the softwares, iExcel, Suite 360, Raz Kids, anything like that. We never want the kids to give a friend their password. That's not safe. Just like parents, you don't give out your email address and password to anyone because you can't trust that somebody else would do the right thing. So, if at some point you feel that your child may have um, either shared the password or you just feel that the password is not secure anymore, you can absolutely change the password. I would not get into the habit of changing passwords regularly because then children will forget what the current password is. I've had that happen a few times, and I can help recover passwords, but we want the kids to be using best practices here. And the best practice is to not share their personal passwords for any of the websites, which brings us to the Lawrence app. So if you have not already downloaded the Lawrence app, I posted a picture here so that you could view what it looks like in the little icon. Um, we encourage you to do so. We post pictures regularly of the different things that we have going on. We also share our celebrations on the app. The district also posts things that concern to the district. So it's really the best way for you to be kept in the loop. And you can also go to lawrence.org, which includes pretty much all of the information that you would find on the app as well. So I thank you for your time, and I hope that you go and watch the videos your children's teachers have created. And I look forward to seeing you hopefully in person in and around, whether it's for arrival dismissal or at a future function. So thank you.